The developments of e-mobility are not leading only to new cars, but also to new developments in chargers. You see higher charging powers, shortening the time that your car is being charged. In order to test this, you need highly complex equipment and you need a highly specialized laboratory for that. DEKRA has invested and is operating one of the most extensive and complete charging station testing facilities in the world at the moment. And we have asked Bert Kreuter to explain us why this facility is so unique.
I think first of all it's also important to distinguish between, let's say, the different type of charging station. We have AC charging station, where testing of an AC charging station is relatively simple. When we talk about DC charging station, then of course it becomes far more complex. In addition, as we also identified, when you do have DC charging station, then you have a high level communication between the electric vehicle and the charging station, not only to exchange the most relevant information about, for example, battery voltage, charge current or state of charge, but of course you are also exchanging far more information. Also during the charging process, it is very important that the safety feature of the charging stations are actually up and working. And when you combine all this, then you see that it's a highly complex process to actually test a DC charging station, and without, let's say, state-of-the-art or highly sophisticated test equipment, that is in fact actually no longer possible. Therefore, at DEKRA we have invested into highly sophisticated test equipment, which helps us to automate the testing to a large degree. So automation, of course, will never be fully replacing human beings. So the, let's say, technicians working in charging station testing, of course, are also required to have a high level of knowledge and capabilities, because when you run testing with an automation system, especially when you do interoperability testing, you may always expect the unexpected. So that means you get the information from, let's say, the electric vehicle or the charging station to the other partner, which was not expected inside the standard. And in this case, you have to be able to recognize whether that is something what can be accepted or which should not be accepted as part of, for example, interoperability testing. At DEKRA we are able to test charging station, we are also able to test electric vehicles, and of course we are also able to test the back office applications. So again, the capabilities basically are true end-to-end testing, and when we talk about charging station infrastructure, of course we are able to test electric vehicles which can support charging power up to 360 kilowatt. Having said that, we are also able to test charging stations which can deliver a current up to 600 amps. It does require special cables. We are also equipped to test the new generation of liquid-cooled cables, which are going to be used for high-power charging. Why are they liquid-cooled? Well, you can imagine with 600 amps, the cross-sections on cables you should have is immense, and that also would make the cables relatively heavy, and that also would mean maybe not everybody is indeed able anymore to plug in that heavy cable. So one of the means to reduce the weight and the cross-section of those cables is by cooling the cables during the charging process. And of course also that is something DEKRA can fully support.